Good evening, good afternoon, or good morning, fellow YouTubers of the world, and welcome to another philosophy session. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody doing well, I take it. Hope everybody's feeling well. Hope everybody is having a grandiose day, evening, or morning, depending on where you're at. Now, today's discussion is the mysteries of the universe and how it was created. Now that's a very, very in-depth conversation about it. Because nobody knows really how the universe was created. All we know is it was created through a series of cataclysmic and beneficial events that happened in an outer space in the universe, where atoms crashed within one another, things formed, yada 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 yada. But nobody knows exactly the exact way it happened. All we know is it happened. It was a series of cataclysmic events, a happening, a series of, should I say, quote unquote, a series of dances that were performed out of the universe that created the solar system. That's what you see today. The biggest mystery of it all is nobody knows exactly how the universe was created. Nobody knows exactly how the universe came into being, but we all know that we're a part of it. We're a part of this universe as fellow being, life form, etc., and so forth. We're all a part of this universe. We're all a big part of it. Because you see, life in general, it was never created, it was never manufactured. It was an element, it was a being that was always there since the beginning, since the beginning of time, since the beginning of space, since the beginning of everything. A great being was there that created a series of dances, a series of happenings, a series of cataclysmic and beneficial events happening. And therefore, through the series of cataclysmic events, the universe was inadvertently formed. And it's quite interesting, in fact, how each and every individual planet, each and every individual part of the solar system has its own unique story as to how it was created, as to how life supposedly was on it. Maybe, maybe not. Nobody really knows for sure. But we all know for a fact that we are not all of us, the center of the universe. We're not. There are many, many different universes. There are many different planets, solar system, which I believe personally that have life on them, that are that have life form. Maybe different life, but it's there. So, anyway, case in point, the universe is a very vast and very complex um, area. So to speak. It's very vast and very complex. And in that vastness and in that complexity, life is inadvertently created through a series of cataclysmic events or beneficial reactions, etc., and so forth. So I guess you can say in the most positive way possible that we are our creation. Our creation is an inescapable result of a series of cataclysmic events, a series of happenings that we ourselves endure, and therefore we are created. We're not ushered into existence, we are created into existence. And so, therefore, kind of like, did I say, we're all kind of like living in a drop of water. Have you ever looked at a drop of water, seeing all the little microorganisms rolling around, all of them rolling around, and you know, rolling around in like a little drop of water, running around, just being active, just doing things. Well, if you were to look at us through a microscope, this whole entire planet, you would see that we are a lot like a drop of water. We roll around, go here, go there, running here, running there, blah, 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 blah. Every being active, actively doing what we do in one tiny drop of water. Now, that's a pretty impressive thing. That's pretty impressive, yeah. One tiny drop of water contains billions and billions and billions of forms of life. Kind of like what we have on this planet. Like with us, we are a water-based life. And so therefore, everything exists around water. Correct? But what if we aren't a water-based life form? What if we are from a completely and totally different planet to where water doesn't exist? To where we have adapted ourselves to a completely waterless environment to where we can withstand the pressures of space and time. No, it would be amazing. In fact, clear study proves this theory that there is such such an organism. Hang on a second. But as I was saying, the universe and complex organisms. We are the most complex organisms in the world, but we are water based, like I said. But imagine coming across an organism that is not water based. Now, there is such an organism that can withstand even the pressures of space. Have you ever heard of something called a water bear? It is a microscopic organism that can withstand the pressures of time, the pressures of space, and even withstand the pressures of radiation. Now that says a lot about things about life. It says a lot about it. It says, despite life's complexities, despite life's utter, should I say, utter weirdness in its creation, life always, 100%, finds a way of adapting, adjusting, and continuing with the art of creation, so to speak, which is actually quite interesting, to say the least. You know, it brings me joy that despite the complexities of various forms of life, that there is a form of life that adapts, adjusts, and continues with creation. I find it fascinating that out of various types of animals, plants, everything. That there's always one organism. There's always one little thing that adjusts, adapts itself, and continues on with creation. Quite interesting. To tell you the truth. It really is. So, case in part, the universe is a very, very vast and very complex place. How it was clearly created, nobody really knows. But imagine the accomplishments of all those little life forms, of all those little things that are in there. I find it quite intriguing that we, as human beings, are not alone in this world. We, as human beings, are not the great gods that we claim to be. We're not the center of everything. No, we're not. We're actually quite the opposite. We're actually on the smaller end of the spectrum of something that is way bigger than any of us combined. Because think about it. We are here on this planet because we are an inescapable result of cataclysmic events. Hey, sis. How are you doing? Happy 4th of July, sweetheart. Would you like to come up? I'm just philosophizing about the universe and about how it was created and the different complex life forms that are within it. And like I said, what I've been doing now is that there is one of the most complex life forms that was ever created. Oh, okay. Yeah, whenever you want to, you're fine. But sis, I was talking about one of the most complex life forms in the world that was ever created, that we ever discovered, was one that was there all the time since the Earth's creation, maybe since before it. And I don't know if you know this, but it's called water bear. Now, the water bear, as I stated before, is a microscopic organism, a living, breathing organism that adapted itself to withstanding various amounts of heat, various amounts of pressure, various amounts of cold, and also various amounts of radiation. Now, here's the question that you need to ask. What if the human race was to procure said abilities and actually create the human race to do that? Imagine if we as humans evolved and had said abilities. And there are even some certain types of jellyfish in the ocean even have the ability to regenerate and start life over anew. Now imagine if we as human beings were able to have those kind of abilities. The ability to withstand cold, the ability to withstand radiation, the ability to withstand, the pressures of outer space. Can you imagine the endless possibilities of this? Can you just imagine that? The endless possibilities of what I'm saying. It's actually quite interesting. Yes. And there are that's a true statement. That is a very, very true statement here. That's a very true statement. And I'd like to point that out. Yes, human has been able to adapt totally to totally different elements in order to live on a different planet. Yes, that is agreed. Now, humans have adapted. Some of them have adapted to withstand various amounts of cold and various amounts of pressure. So the human being is, quote unquote, an adaptable and very, very resourceful organism. Hang on just one second. Sorry about that. But anyway, we do have the capabilities to be a very, very adaptable and very resourceful race. But there's one thing holding us back. We are, however, still a very primitive and very somewhat godlike species. We have so much to learn, and it seems the way things are going, we have very little time to do it. But things happen for a reason. We're all here for a reason. We're all created in this life to be here. So why not enjoy ourselves, huh? Why not understand that we are all created for a purpose? We must never forget that. And that we're all special and we're all unique. Because each one of us carries something special within us. Some of us realize it. Some of us haven't unlocked it yet. But we all carry it. Whether it's through our genes or maybe just through our subconscious. Very quite interesting. Anyway, looks like it's time for me to go. But I just wanted to say that life didn't just happen. It was created for a purpose or a reason. And we're all a part of it. So the best advice I can give to each and every one of you at this juncture, at this point, is that I know we, as human beings, are very complex organisms, very complex people, each and every one of us. But we all need to somehow learn how to coexist in this life. Because we only have one life, one planet, one time to do so. So why not, as a lot of other people would say, why not? Should I say, do it in style, if I may be so bold as that? Do it in style. Do it in your own unique way. And this ties in to another random topic. Selecting who you are. How do you select who you are? How do you select who you are as an individual? Well, let's get into that a little bit. You see, it's not a form of natural selection that you are who you are or you're at where you're at. No, it is a series of choices, a series of, should I say, conscious selections. For instance, when you go to a place like a fast food restaurant and you see all these menu items there, and you think, good God, what a smorgasbord, what a lovely choice I have here. I'm emphasizing the word choice. Now, life is about choice. It's about some conscious selection. It's about what you do and don't do, what you say and don't say, what you feel and don't feel. And your choices in life do not define you. No, because choices change every single day. One minute you liked one thing, and the next minute you liked another thing. Just like musical selections, food items, places you live, etc., etc. Selections change constantly. Henceforth, the nature of the human mind. Now, the human mind is a very complex organism as well. I mean, it is. It actually harbors the very latest and very greatest natural and artificial abilities that we have. We all have them. It's actually pretty interesting the way life is and the way life goes sometimes. A series of events that happen to us constantly, whether we're aware of them or not. They happen every day, daily. And my question is simple. Why is this potato peeler not working for me? Maybe I broke it. I don't know. Ah, oh, there we go. You see, the minute that I ask myself why something isn't performing what it needs to do correctly, I kind of fixed it. Sort of. Actually, I just learned to just get a knife, but what you see, we all have the ability to improvise in any situation. We we look at our current situation, we adjust to it, and we adapt accordingly. See, life is very adaptable. It's very complex. But everywhere you go, there's going to be forms of life. Everywhere. Not on just this planet, but on many, many other planets as well. Because the universe is vast. And we're not alone in this world. It's a shame that people think that we're the superior beings and, you know, we rule this whole thing and yada, 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 when we don't. We're not the complete superior beings in this world. In fact, we're only a mere drop in the bucket compared to what's really out there. Because you see, there are other life forms out there. It's been proven. There is the possibility of life being on other planets. That's been proven. It's just that some people are very, very, should I say, narrow-minded. And they only see what their eyes see and understand. They're like, what do you call it? Let me put this correctly. They're like architects. They only believe in what they see and what they hear and what they know. Like science, for instance. Now, science is rather interesting, but it is a rather primitive way of looking at things. Because some scientists like to pick apart and just disprove everything because it doesn't follow suit to what they want or what they're feeling or what they're seeing. But that's not right. That's not correct. Okay. Thank you, Messias. But like I said, people always say that, oh, human race is the almighty. We're the only ones here, and blah 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 blah. Well, I've come to tell you that's not true. Life just doesn't start and stop with us. It doesn't start and stop with the earth. It continues on. Whether you believe it or not. There are some open-minded folks that think just as we do. But there are some very, very close-minded people that don't think the way we do. They think up is up and down is down only because they see it that way. You know, they only see two forms. You know what I mean? It's hard to explain. And you guys say that the universe was created through, yeah, well, I kind of agree with that. Okay, let's talk about that. The universe was created through a series of cataclysmic events. It was. But we didn't just appear here and we didn't just evolve here. No. We were created here by a higher being that we don't know about and don't fully understand. That's the bottom line. And scientists could take it apart, pick it apart, saying, well, that's not true. We're created by this. No, 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 no. We are created by a being that is not yet fully understood. We were ushered into existence through a great being that we've never seen or understood yet. But we know he's there. We know that that being is there, that that great creator is there. We all know who he is. I don't have to repeat it. I don't have to say. Some of you call him Allah. Some of you call him Buddha. Me, I call him God. Because God is a great creator. He created the heavens and the earth. He was the great being that put us all in existence. But no one seems to understand it anymore these days. No one seems to understand that there was a greater being than us that created all of this just for us. But yet people don't understand it. People like to disprove and think about other science. Human beings have not fully figured out how to use one. Yes, exactly. I agree to that. I agree to that statement. Yes, yes, I agree. You see, now that's another question. That's another topic. Do you realize that we have only used maybe 40 to 50% of our brain capacity? And I know, but guess what? You know the really scary part? There are people out there that have learned to use almost 100% of their brain. And they are the most intelligent people in the world, bar none. Bar none. And that's been proven too, by the way. I can't remember. I can't remember what this guy's name was, but he was a very, very intelligent mathematician. Kind of a little bit psychotically messed up, but he knew about numbers and the complexity of numbers. That's all he dealt with was numbers all the time. Numbers in his head. In fact, he went to a library and wrote down in a window many, many different complex math equations that people to this day could never fully figure out. I remember one time I had an uncle that was like that. Extremely intelligent. In fact, I have a nephew that's like that. extremely, extremely intelligent. We called him the human calculator because any number that you gave him, it was like, okay, what's 5 + 5 - 4? He would give you a really weird look, and then bam, he would come out with the answer right away, like without even trying. And he would go to school and get frustrated because he was homeschooled. Okay. My nephew was homeschooled. And he was like, dude, the stuff that I'm learning in regular school is the stuff that I already know. I already know how to do all this. But then here's the kicker. Here's what I think is what pisses me off. They're like, we want to see the proof. We want to see you write it all out. That was what he got pissed about because he was like, I can't believe I have to prove my work and write all the fucking thing out when I already know all this. Yep, exactly. See, we have only unlocked 10%, and those people are extremely smart. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. 100% they are. Yes, I agree. See, my sister is a very, very extremely intelligent young lady. She really is. She's very sweet, very thoughtful, very respectful, and very, very intelligent. In fact, when I talk to her over the phone, I'm amazed at how many hours and hours and hours of conversation she and I can talk about. And she has the ability to just keep it going. And I find that great. I really do. My sister is a one of a kind human being. She really is. She's very well advanced and well intelligent over above her years. And here's the difference. My sister's only in her 30s, and I'm in my 50s. Yeah. She's only in her 30s, and she's this smart. Imagine what she's going to be like when she hits my age. Just think about that. Let that soak in for a minute. Imagine how much more intelligent she's going to be when she hits my age. I guarantee you for a fact, she'll give you a run for your money in a knowledge bowl any day. Goddamn rights. And like I said, if you think she's smart now, wait till she gets my age. Wait till she hits 50. She's going to be that much more smarter and then some. She's going to be a force to be reckoned with. I'll tell you that. That's a fact. She already is now. But just wait. With age brings wisdom, right? Imagine how much more she's going to have. She would be putting just about a lot of different people to, can I say, to absolute shame? Because he knows a lot. You know, a lot of the times, here's what I know about my sister. A lot of the times, you know, she'll play dumb with me because, you know, she wants to give me the benefit of the doubt. You know what I mean? She's like, well, I know this one, but I got to give the guy some kind of credit. You know, I got to make him feel somewhat good. You know what I mean? Okay. All right. I'll drop the link down. There you go. Come on up. Boop. There you go. There's not that many people on here. Yeah. Me, myself, and I. I love channels like this, man, where we could just talk on our own. I love having channels like this. Oh, it doesn't work? Here, let me try it. Oh, that's because here, I'm gonna send it to you. That's because I'm vertical. I'm gonna send it to you through Hangouts. Because that way you could just come up. Well, hello there.
Well, hello there.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing right.
Yeah, same here, man.
Michael Madsen died?
So, what do you think of our conversation?
Nuh-uh. Like my dad's so young. Wow, that's crazy to hear that.
What's up?
Michael Madsen died.
Oh God, man! All kinds of crap is happening all over the world. Jesus fucking Christ! Shit blowing up, shit exploding. Jesus,
Yeah.
that's what you call a hell of a 4th of July.
Tonight it's gonna be I went to the danger zone.
Yep, that's true. Jesus Christ! Rocket launchers, even buster bombs, all kinds of shit. Jesus Christ!
The bombs bursting in your house.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's like in now I knew of a guy that was from Juarez, New Mexico,
Yeah.
and he says, "You know how we solve our problems? We throw bricks, tires, and everything we can at each other. That's how we solve problems." You hear that, sis? Said that's how we solve problems. When we're fighting with one another, we throw stuff at each other.
I just sent the littles off to go watch the 4th of July parade.
Oh, cool.
Kind of nervous about it.
Yeah, well, I think you're going to be okay. I really do. You know, just just make sure that they stay in contact with you.
Yeah.
You know, over the phone to make sure that they're okay
Good.
and everything's all honky dory smoothly.
That's what I thought it was.
And it shoots water off of the tip of the nub of the wall.
You know what I mean, sis?
That's a leg fountain.
I'm on YouTube.
Sis?
Huh?
Make sure that they keep their phones close and stay in contact with you and all that.
Oh yeah, they know.
Yep. They better know.
But not on this regular channel. Nobody really watches this channel.
What's that? Oh, you mean this channel? Yeah. Not too many people watch this crap.
I forgot. I normally do, don't I?
Not too many people have this link either. You know, the channel link and stuff. Fuck it, I ain't sharing with all them. They can figure it out.
Good luck.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I have offshoot channels. What's that?
I forgot I had these.
Yep. That's why I have offshoot channels like this, because there's just sometimes where I just want to talk. You know, without having to worry about being scrutinized.
If you like it, then you should have put a ring on it, Squish. Too bad. Now I gotta go.
He did put a ring on it, sis.
No, you didn't.
He put a ring on you.
No. It's all been a lie.
Uh-huh.
You're lying.
You better be careful, or he'll be saying, oh, really?
Oh, I didn't buy you a ring? Here, give it back.
Oh, yeah, well, you know what he's going to say? Well, wait till you get done with that call. Then we'll show you what kind of ring I'm going to put on you.
Yeah, dude, we don't stay young forever.
That's fucking cool.
I was going to say, I got a ring for mine.
I used to do professional dancing, but I lost it a long time ago.
Professional dancing?
Yeah, I took level 1, 2, 3, and 4 dancing.
Well, would it help you if I say that I was a ballerina and I did dressed up in a tutu?
No, I took 4 years for 8 years of dance.
Oh,
Hip-hop
Jesus
dance.
Christ!
Hip-hop dance.
Oh, not bad. You know, my niece was in that, into the hip hop dance shit.
Yeah, it was fun. I miss it.
What's kind of funny though? Sorry, my wife's running the vacuum right now. I don't know if you can hear it.
No.
I can, so it's very hard for me to hear. But that's what it sounds like. I'm kind of yelling.
Oh, do you want to just meet me on the phone? It's probably better that way.
Yeah, that'd be better that way. That way I can plug my earphones in.
Okay.
All right. Love you.
I love you. Bye, buddy.
All right.
Happy 4th of July.